NVIDIA has officially released proper benchmarks comparing its new RTX 4000 series graphics cards to RTX 3000 series. So, in this video, I will show you what kind of gaming performance you can expect from RTX 4080 16GB as well as 4080 12GB cards. Additionally, I will analyze if RTX 4080 12GB should even carry an 80 class name, or is it just an RTX 4070 in disguise. But first, an ad from a sponsor. Buy your Windows 10 or 11 key for less from cdkeyoffer.com at the link in the description below. Use code IV20 to get a 25% discount that brings the price down to as low as $16. You can securely check out with PayPal and receive your Windows key in minutes, ready to be activated on your PC. To better understand the difference between RTX 4080 with 16GB of memory and 4080 with 12GB, we need to take a look at their specs. The 16GB card is based on AD103 GPU and features 9728 CUDA cores. TDP is 320 watts. The 12GB card is based on AD104 GPU, which is a tier lower and has just 7680 CUDA cores. TDP is 285 watts. Even looking at the specs, we can see a huge difference between these two graphics cards that for some reason carry the same name. And this difference becomes even more apparent when we look at the actual performance in games. While it is impressive that a 285-watt RTX 4080 12GB card is able to produce the same performance as RTX 3090 Ti in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is still worth noting that it is 26% slower than its 16GB namesake. In A Plague Tale Requiem with ray tracing disabled, the 12GB 4080 is 30% slower than the 16GB and is closer to RTX 3080 level of performance. Next, let's check out some benchmarks that have ray tracing enabled. In Spider-Man Remastered, the 12GB variant is once again very close in performance to 3090 Ti. However, it is 26% slower than the 16GB 4080. F122 is yet another example how far apart the 12GB and 16GB 4080s are in terms of performance. Here we see a 24% difference. Using these four benchmarks, kindly provided by NVIDIA, we can calculate that on average the 12GB RTX 4080 is 27% slower than the 16GB RTX 4080. To put it into perspective, RTX 3070 is 34% slower than RTX 3080, and 3070 Ti is 23% slower than 3080. I think that it is absolutely clear that this 12GB graphics card has no business carrying the same 4080 name as the 16GB RTX 4080, which is the true 80 class successor. The 12GB card should be called at least RTX 4070 Ti, if not just plain 4070. But then, would you accept that RTX 4070 now costs $900? That is a huge price jump from RTX 3070's $500 MSRP and even $600 3070 Ti. FYI, RTX 3070 pretty much matches the performance of RTX 2080 Ti, which was the flagship product at the time because there was no RTX 2090. In my opinion, it is fair to draw a similar parallel line between RTX 3090 and what NVIDIA calls RTX 4080 12GB. I did expect the price for this tier of graphics cards to go up by $100 to $200 tops, not by $400. Yeah, I am not happy about any of this. And the rumor has it that even though RTX 4000 is more costly to manufacture, NVIDIA raised the prices of these 4080 cards above what is expected, even with keeping healthy profit margins intact. Those were my thoughts on the subject, but what about you? Let's have a chat in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then you know what to do. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.